Welcome everyone, and thank you for taking the time to watch this. I am Bernt Ullmann, the CEO of Celebrity Lifestyle Brands, as well as President and CEO of Star Branding. Star Branding is a brand management and licensing partnership that I have with Tommy Hilfiger, his brother Andy, and Joe Lamastra, who runs Tommy's family office, as well as a private equity firm. And we formed Star Branding back in 2009, and I think it will be helpful for you to just understand a little bit about the Star Branding background, and it will lead us into Celebrity Lifestyle Brands. So upon forming Star Branding in 2009, we immediately partnered with Li & Fung, the largest apparel manufacturer in the world. We created a new entity called Mesh, Music, Entertainment, and Sport Holdings. Mesh set out and did a number of high-profile celebrity transactions, the best known being Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony. As the founding CEO of Mesh, I led those transactions, and the Jennifer Lopez Mark Anthony deal have purchasing guarantees from Kohl's to the tune of $3.5 billion, making it the largest celebrity deal in the history, both in the US and globally as well. In short order thereafter, we did deals or transactions with Universal Music Group, forming a new brand for them that we placed in Macy's. We did the capsule collection for American Idol, but we also worked on other brands, for instance, Sperry, which we turned into a global lifestyle brand. More recently, Eddie Lampert, Chairman and CEO of Sears Holdings, reached out to me personally to head up a new division for them. I chose to instead focus on Star Branding, and we came on board in a contractual managed relationship. I did become acting CEO for Shop Your Way Brands for Sears, and we launched the two power brands, Adam Levine and Nicki Minaj, into 500 fully fixtured shop-in-shops in Kmart. So that launch of the two pop icons, Adam Levine and Nicki Minaj, were highly successful. However, going back to Star Branding was formed in 2009. Back in 2009, there were little focus on social media and social media following. Today, of course, celebrities really measure their true clout in the number of social media followers. So why I am so excited about Celebrity Lifestyle Brands is I really feel that Celebrity Lifestyle Brands is Star Branding 2.0. The industry is today fraught with issues at retail, and the main focus and the main conversation right now for the large national retailers is truly how many stores they're going to close and how many employees they will be letting go. That is not at all the case in the direct-to-consumer sales, where e-commerce and any form of m-commerce, any form of direct-to-consumer sales are booming, and they're seeing dramatic growth. So Celebrity Lifestyle Brands is really built to capitalize on this switch, the switch from the national retailers where the power used to lay to the consumer. It's never switching back. The power now lays with the consumer, and what Celebrity Lifestyle Brands is doing is we are actually now assisting celebrities and influencers in becoming their own brands and insisting them in monetizing their social media following and bringing product directly to their followers. So I am incredibly excited about that. We have lined up already a number of celebrities and influencers. We have signed several deals are in place. Several term sheets are out. And this is a growing business. And obviously, we are here looking at the proven model, because the reality is at Star Branding, we have driven transactions worth north of $6 billion. Now, in sharing that with you, I just want you to understand that when you build a portfolio of brands around influencers and celebrities, not every brand is going to be a success. However, the tremendous benefit is if you have a portfolio brand instead of being aligned with one or two brands, you will have a kind of a traditional bell curve, if you like, or a law of averages that will say that a couple of brands will not work, and we will simply respond by exiting. A couple of brands are going to be doing average. They will be okay. There will be, nice businesses to be in, but quite frankly, we are not really in this to do nice business. We are in this to whack the ball out of the park. And the reality is a couple of the brands will become unicorns and will take off and will be the next Jennifer Lopez. And you will be looking at billion-dollar brand opportunities, and that's why we're here for and what we're here for. Now, I want to add to that just very quickly and share my view of celebrity lifestyle brands. We are incredibly powerful because I really view us as a three-pegged stool today. So a lot of the sizzle is coming out of the piece we just discussed about the celebrities. However, a huge point is execution. You can have as many influencers and celebrities as you want. If you don't know how to get product to market, and if you can't ship and if you can't fulfill orders, it really doesn't mean a whole lot. So we actually have, as the second peg to our stool, Printex out of Hannibal, Missouri, 165,000 square foot plant where we can print, embroider, and produce a vast majority of the product that we need on behalf of our celebrities, and they have pick, pack, and fulfillment capabilities. So a lot of facilities cannot ship one item in small. However, our facility can, so we are experts actually in fulfilling direct-to-consumer orders. So we have that in-house, and you can imagine the advantages of being vertical between the manufacturing and now also the fulfillment of the orders. And then the last piece of this puzzle is T-Rex, and this is a platform that allows the consumer out there to actually establish their own e-commerce business. So they, in essence, can become our brand ambassadors, and as we're building these brands, we can turn around and take our portfolio of brands and slot them in with all of our T-Rex customers who are now building their own network, and they are driving sales. So instead of us being a couple of guys or having one organization, we will have literally up to thousands of small organizations all working on marketing our brands. So that's the three-pegged stool, and with that, I will pass it over to our president, Greg Ryder.
Cool. Well, I wanted to kind of say that too, because you have this vast experience in working with these celebrities, these influencers, and seeing what's possible. And obviously, I like the way you described the three-legged stool and the idea that we could have thousands of T-Rex e-commerce customers that really become, I mean, you think if you want to correlate that to the retail space, it's like we have little distribution outlets, whether they're boutique stores or whatever. Some stores are doing millions, some stores are doing hundreds of thousands, some stores are doing tens of millions, but they want to carry our celebrity branded products in their store, so it becomes another distribution channel for us. And in some cases, they'll be spending their money running ads and Facebook ads and media buys to drive traffic to their store to sell our stuff, so it really helps us in the long-term part of that. But one of the things I wanted to see if you could articulate, one of the things that we do differently is we are actually partnering with these celebrities and influencers, and we're becoming large equity holders in their brand, in their corporations, which I think is significantly different. And I wanted you to try to paint the picture or give an example of, you have a Jennifer Lopez like what you did in the past, but you might only had a few percentage points in the success of that and what that works to be, as opposed to us taking 30%, 50% ownership in a brand, and we even build it up to even be a $20 million brand. Look at what we did, right? But can you give me, paint that picture from your perspective?
Well, so your point is well taken, and a lot of what you see in the celebrity space is driven purely through licensing. And by us coming in and partnering with the talent and becoming equity partners in the business, we are obviously building wealth for celebrity lifestyle brands. And the reality is, because of our tremendous background and our deal pipeline when it comes to influencers and celebrities, I am finding that more and more of them are now interested in actually establishing these partnerships, more so than just collecting a royalty, because we are actually generating wealth for them as well. So, and this wealth accumulation is really something that will allow them a new currency, namely the monetization of their social media following. I would say in the celebrity space, that is probably the holy grail today, and no one has really solved it well. So what we are providing is a vehicle for them to tap into and monetize their following, and B, the ability to create a business, a brand something sustainable, potentially way or far beyond the reach of their actual career, their day-to-day. And we obviously become the beneficiaries because we are now sitting as equity holders in all of these brands, multiple brands, and going back to what I said earlier, you have a portfolio of brands. They're not all going to perform, but some of them will absolutely perform, and you will then have generated very significant value for our shareholders.
And I look at that and I think about, okay, what's possible? And so right now we are 50-50 partners with, well, actually we've been diluted 5%, so we're 45% shareholders with Nikki Lund LLC, and we recently helped her from the ground up. We created the logo, we created the lookbook, we created the packaging, we created the hang tags, we created the anything. She created her collection in the line, and it's Nikki Lund, and we're getting out there. And she just did a spot yesterday with Extra TV. E! Online just did something, posted one of her things that she does for Blake Shelton. But she is a designer to the stars. Blake Shelton, Madonna, Carrie Underwood, Demi Lovato, Britney Spears, and on and on and on and on. And she came to us because she wanted to launch her own line. And so I want to just, again, painting that picture of what's possible. And you've been sitting there, and you've been guiding us, and Bernt's been guiding us, but we've been executing here in the Southern California office. But give us an idea of what's possible and really why you believe Nikki Lund has, is a great portfolio for us, or great one of our partnerships for us.
Right, for sure. So firstly, I would say great kudos to the team in Southern California. Under Greg's leadership, I mean, I'm really impressed by how everybody came together and the team executed. And in a short amount of time, I think this is one of the best executions and brand launches I've seen in a very long time. Now, in terms of the value to the Nikki Lund property and why it's exciting to us, I think, well, number one, you have to start with Nikki herself. So at the end of the day, no different than any investor, I hear often that you back the horse, and I have to say that's similar for us. So we are backing Nikki Lund, not necessarily because of what the product may or may not look like, because at the time we made the decision, we didn't know that. We're backing Nikki for what she stands for. So what's so interesting is that in addition to being a designer to the stars, Nikki is a star herself with a highly successful music career. So she is a star designing for the stars. So it fits very well with what we do, and I have to say, now having gotten to work with her for quite a while, she is quite a unique talent. And I believe that we can expect to see very significant returns on the investment in Nikki. I anticipate building a global brand of a very significant size. And I don't say that lightly. I have been involved with a number of brand launches and a number of successful brands. Very quickly, again, for the ones that are meeting me for the first time, earlier in my career, I was a corporate vice president at Donna Karan. I did that for 5 years and oversaw all of their international sales, opened over 80 flagship stores under license, and drove that business from maybe 40 million to I want to say 250, 300 million. And then I went to Fubu, which was founded by Damon John, the people shark on the very popular television show Shark Tank. And I was president of Fubu International, and there we really oversaw tremendous growth. We drove that business from maybe 70 million at retail to $700 million at retail. And from there, I went to a company called Kelwood, oversaw the acquisition of a company called Fat Fashions. Fat Fashions held the brands Fat Farm and Baby Fat. Fat Farm was created by Russell Simmons, and Baby Fat was under the creative direction of his wife, Kimora Lee Simmons. And similarly, we drove tremendous businesses, surpassing 800 million at retail with those branded properties. So I have seen what can happen when you manage the brands right, when you know how to build brand equity, and when you leverage that brand equity through licensing arrangements across multiple brand platforms, you can really accumulate significant wealth.
You know, and you think about that, and you think about other examples of, you know, Jessica Simpson's built a multi-billion-dollar brand with her brand. You have everybody from Britney Spears, who has a very successful brand. You have the Honest Company and Jessica Alba, and again, you can just keep going on and on and on. But I want everyone to understand that's what's possible. Now, we believe and hope that that's going to be Nikki Lund, but the whole idea is we have a portfolio of these. While at the same time, on our two other legs of the stool, those are generating growth for us, sustainability, and we're very, very close to getting to where we can just positive cash flow internally. Yeah. Okay, so the last question I want to go over real quick, and that is, it's like the $1,000,000 question that people ask. I know all the investors, the investment bankers want to know two things. Why are we raising the capital? And then two, your involvement. Now, you're overseeing it, you're trusting me, I'm here executing on a daily basis, you and I talk on a daily basis, but people want to know coming from you exactly what your involvement is, the amount of time you're allocating, and then why are we raising the capital to execute on this plan?
Well, so the answer to that is, firstly, let's start with my involvement. So my involvement is, I would say, commensurate with capital raise and needs. So as you said, Greg, we speak every day. We email, text, and speak 100% daily. In addition, I certainly also speak to some of the talent daily. So at this day and age, you don't have to physically be in the same space to actively involve and impact business. So that's number one. Number two, the reality is, I have certainly some flexibility in my day job, and I have the ability to kind of put the muscle and the horsepower where the needs are. So my kind of ultimately involvement is somewhat commensurate with where we're going and what we're doing. But for all intents and purposes, the execution has so far been seamless. So I think we have actually a system in place that's working very well. I am 100% committed to Celebrity Lifestyle Brands, and will continue to spend my time and as much time as is needed. Now, in terms of why would we be raising capital, I think the actually correct question to ask is, why are we not raising more capital? Because the reality is, what we are doing, I think we are proving that we are very cost efficient, and we have actually already evidenced our ability to bring significant value and really executing extremely well on a very high level at a cost that's significant below the industry average. We could certainly spend significantly more money, and I think a lot, as I said, the prudent question would be, why wouldn't you guys raise a couple of million, really be comfortable and go about it in a different manner? And the answer is, we are lean and mean, and of course the capital that we raise today is the most expensive capital that we will ever raise, so no really reason to dilute any more than what we have to. So we are raising the capital in order to just make the proper investments in driving traffic, ultimately I would say advertising and marketing the properties and scaling. That's the reason for the funds, and we're not actually going deeper and raising more, because we are so confident in our ability to operate these businesses that we don't have to, so we don't want to, and we also have the two other pegs to the stool that are cash flowing already. So those are my thoughts.
Well, that's what I wanted to get answered, so I appreciate that. So if anyone has any questions, you can reach me. You guys know how to get a hold of me. We appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. And one of the things that's really fortunate about us, because of Bernt, and actually I think I bring a little bit to the table here too, we are not in need of celebrities and influencers. We literally have more of them coming at us than we can even handle, so we really do get a cherry pick who we want to work with and what we want to do, and they just keep coming to Bernt on a daily basis. They come to me on a weekly basis, so we're not hurting to get more business and more deals. It's really about building the team methodically, building this, executing on the plan the best we can, and this is a kind of a marathon. Bernt and I are looking at a 5-year exit here, 3 to 5 years, maybe 3 on the early side, but 5 years on the latest side. So we're just executing on a day-by-day basis. So appreciate it, Bernt.
Likewise, it's great. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching.